Hi, my name is Rajanand and welcome to a presentation on practical usage of artificial intelligence and APIs. In this presentation, I'm going to be talking about 20 and more tools and platforms to increase your businesses and its productivity and how it can help you in practical applications of artificial intelligence, APIs, and other technologies and tools to make your business more productive and to help increase your overall opportunities within your business. A little bit about myself. I run a business called Goodman Lantern, and we help companies with the process of developing new digital tools. We work with organizations and are trusted by organizations like Pearson Education, Intercontinental Hotel Groups, and Trivago. My work has mainly been as an engineer, and I've run companies across various fields. My education and research was in artificial intelligence at the University of Sussex. In the past, I've founded 3 startups, raised capital from investors, and taken one venture from zero to acquisition. Large and mid-sized companies and organizations I've worked with, I've been working on their products and services, and I've built companies with an income in excess of £55 million. I've also been working within organizations and I've been covered in various publications, including the Telegraph, Guardian, Business Week, and Observer, but also been awarded for my work in entrepreneurship by Business Week's Europe's Young Entrepreneur Award, and also chosen as one of the top 50 entrepreneurs and influential people in digital by Revolution magazine. Within this course, I'll be talking about 3 different aspects of business and technology. The first one is AI or artificial intelligence. Number 2 is APIs, that's application programming interfaces. I'm going to tell you more about it in the next few slides. And finally, data enrichment, that's helping you improve your data and making it more useful for your business. So let's start off with artificial intelligence and what it actually is. AI was designed to mimic the human intelligence and to make it so that the computers which we use can enable us to think like humans. Now, this is done through various elements, and within this course, I'm going to be talking about machine learning because that's an area which I'm really passionate about and has some practical applications for businesses today. So, machine learning techniques include various elements. I'm going to talk a little bit about them, but just to kind of mention, it's more important to understand what the practical applications really are. So just to kind of go over them, machine learning techniques include neural networks, support vector machines, decision trees, Bayesian belief networks, k-nearest neighbors, self-organizing maps, case-based reasoning, instance-based learning, hidden Markov models, and lots of regression techniques. Now, this might sound very confusing, and we will actually not go through each one of them within this course, but just to mention, machine learning is a practical application where the computer learns different techniques and understands what to do based on the data it's given. For example, if we want to understand the difference between a lorry and a car by looking at the image, what can be done is to explain to a human being or a computer the different features of a lorry and how it differentiates from a car. The other way of looking at this is to give it a lot of data, a lot of pictures of cars and lorries, and to mention as to which one is a lorry and the other which one is a car. With this multiple data set, the computer or even the human mind can understand what differentiates a lorry to a car, and that's how this machine learning actually works. It is based on giving it a lot of data and to really input that information. By constantly educating the computer, it helps to differentiate between different aspects of the car and the lorry. Finally, we're going to be talking about APIs and data enrichment within this course as well. APIs stand for Application Programming Interface, which allows you to build routines, protocols, and tools for software. APIs exist today for social media tools right through to enterprise software. Organizations like Facebook, Twitter, Salesforce, Microsoft, Google all have APIs for the tools, and you can use them to build applications around them or to extract data from them for your own software or tool. Data enrichment is a process whereby you use the data within your company or through third-party sources and enhance it or enrich it. We'll see applications throughout this course of data enrichment as well. Now, to get started, we have divided this into three parts. First one of which is incoming communication. So how can we use AI, API, and data enrichment to actually build applications around emails, chats, and text for incoming communication? The first example here is about chatbots and how can you actually build effective chatbots. The tools which we use for chatbots can vary. There are quite a lot of tools within the ecosystem today, but the ones which we really like are built by Amazon called Amazon Lex, and another one built by Google called Dialogflow.com. Both of these have fantastic APIs available as well as documentation to build your chatbots. The chatbots effectively are computer programs which respond like a human being within a chat environment, like you would see on MSN Messenger, Skype chat, or even within Facebook chat as well. To build these chatbots, one requires to understand AI and to be able to respond like a human would. So as these chats come in from customers or peers, they can respond in an effective manner. Now, the important bit over here, which we found really interesting, was that there are quite a few chatbots, but they're very robotic in nature. And to make it more personal and to make it more sound more natural to human beings, the element of small talk works really well. So when you get a response from the user, the employee or the peer, it allows you to respond back to it and in a very sort of friendly manner. This small talk application is available in Dialogflow. Dialogflow is built by Google and is a fantastic tool for you to use examples of chatting with human beings in a more personal level. We also found Flow.ai as a very interesting tool, which allows you to build these chatbots, including not only building chatbots using AI, but also have human intervention as well. Remember that a chatbot needs a lot of data initially to understand how to respond back to comments from peers and from customers. This is because there isn't an algorithm, as it were, to respond to various comments. In fact, what it does is that it takes keywords and lots of previous records of chats and then understands the responses, and in that way it simulates the behavior of a human being. So to make it more accurate, chatbots require a lot of data of previous communication with the customer or peers. That is what's really important. So if we have that access to this information, you obviously will have a more accurate chatbot in place. The next thing which we found really interesting was a tool built by IBM Watson, which is known as Watson, and it is a tone analyzer tool which in principle analyzes the sentiment of the incoming communication. So for instance, you're getting a lot of emails coming to your support center and you want to understand if those emails are appropriate, or if they are positive, negative, or neutral. This tool, IBM Watson Tone Analyzer, will help you to figure out if they are negative and if so by what percent. The next thing in place we're going to talk about is looking at talking chatbots. Now, now today we have come across various tools in the market like Google Home, Google Home Mini, as well as Amazon Echo. These tools are used within homes to answer questions like if you ask the tool about temperature today, or your calendar or your schedule, it will then respond back as a human would using voice. So these talking chatbots are really interesting as well, and there are more and more applications coming in today. The two tools we found really useful within this space are Amazon Polly and Amazon Transcribe. Amazon Polly, in essence, allows you to talk based on the script. So it can not only provide you the actual voice, but also the metadata as well, which goes with it. So if you want to build a talking robot, as it were, in place, Amazon Polly is going to be your best friend. Equally, if you wanted it to take in information from human voice, then you can use a tool called Amazon Transcribe, which will then in effect transcribe the voice into text, which can then be used by various tools, which we'll talk about in the next forthcoming slides, and can then process that for you as well. Now, there are examples of not only the programmed chatbots, but also off-the-shelf chatbots as well. These are chatbots which are already available to you, and you don't need to effectively use programming for them. Now, given 4 examples here, all 4 of them are actually for Facebook chat, so they are Facebook chatbots. Now, I'm going to go through them very quickly, but even give you the advantages of using them. So, ChatFuel is a chatbot which allow you to interact with the robot as a human being. So when you send a message to it, it will give you the opportunity to give responses to it. What makes it different is that it's got a very slick interface. It's easy to use. It's different from ManyChat and BotLetter, mainly because ManyChat and BotLetter have a better newsletter-like functionality. So in effect, when you add any of these tools, you have to give permission for the bot to send you communication directly. And ManyChat and BotLetter has allowed to build newsletters, so you can actually send a newsletter like you would through MailChimp directly into the Facebook Messenger of your customers or peers. So if you add ManyChat or BotLetter, you can send newsletters, and that'll be directly into the Facebook Messenger, making it very slick, as well as not spamming their email inboxes. The last one is GetShopBot, which is an e-commerce based bot. So for instance, if you install this within your e-commerce, you can send these different items directly into the Facebook Messenger of your customer. So if you click a button, it will send you the details and the URL of that particular item within their Facebook Messenger. In effect, it replaces email and uses Facebook for communication, which has multiple advantages. One of which obviously is that in various countries, especially in Europe, there are new restrictions that are going to be put in place to send information to users via email. It's called the GDPR law, which is coming in very soon, and that will restrict users and site owners to send information without explicit permission of the customer. Given these tools like ManyChat, BotLetter, and GetShopBot, you can actually communicate with them via Facebook. In fact, it makes it easier and more compliant with GDPR as well. So there are multiple advantages of using the chatbots, and they can come in really handy. The next one we have in place is Full Contact and LinkedIn API. Now, it has always been a bit tricky to refresh CRM. So for instance, if you have email addresses of your customer and you haven't emailed them, for example, in the last 4 to 5 years, you're not sure if they're still at the company or if they have moved on. Using full contact, you can use people's email addresses to find their first name, last name, and company, or actually even find their LinkedIn URLs as well. So we recommend full contact API to find customer information and to enrich your database. So if you already have the email addresses or you have their first name and last name, and you want to find their information, then full contact comes in really handy because it gives you the LinkedIn profile. So for instance, if you have Tom Jones at Microsoft and you enter that information, you will get their LinkedIn profile, or at least it'll give you the best guesses, and then you can understand if Tom Jones still works at Microsoft or if they have moved on to a different company. The next one you're going to come to is a very similar topic, which is around finding contact details using AI and APIs using AWS Lambda. Now, AWS Lambda is in many ways considered to be a revolution in the market, because in effect what we're doing with AWS Lambda is you're building a serverless technology. Now this might sound really vague at this stage, but just to kind of mention, AWS Lambda has changed the way we interact with tools, servers, and databases. Traditionally, when we bought a server or a database or a space within the cloud, we paid for it as long as the space is there in existence. AWS Lambda has changed that fundamentally because now you only pay for these different spaces, databases, as and when you require them. So for example, if you are not using a database, if you're not using a call to the API, you will not be paying anything for it. And that in effect can help you scale up. So for infrequent calls or for ones which you require less usage, why would you want to pay for the server? Instead, if you use AWS Lambda, you make yourself more efficient and you pay as you go for your different tools within the server, and in effect save a lot of money. The next one is builtwith.com. Now this is not a server as per se, this is a service which is available, and as I mentioned before, machine learning and AI requires a lot of data to make it more powerful and to be able to effectively get the information and get the computer to understand the scenario and respond better. So multiple data sources actually help us improve our accuracy of responses and build better bots or robots for ourselves. So BuiltWith is a tool which allows you to understand and keep track of which website uses what technology. For example, if you want to see which of the websites on the internet use Linux or Apache or based on PHP, or for instance they're using WordPress as their CMS solution, then this tool build.com can give you that information very quickly. Hunter.io. This is a tool traditionally used to find email addresses from their first name and last name and domain name. So if you have Tom Jones at Microsoft, it can then give you the best match for email addresses. But it can also be used now for finding technology, a bit like builtwith.com. And it also is a great way to enrich your database by collecting information directly from Hunter.io. Remember, machine learning requires a lot of information, and you need more and more information about the databases, and tools like Hunter.io and builtwith.com are super useful to gather this information for yourself. So on this note, we're going to give you some examples of our case studies and what we've been doing so that you can get some ideas of tools you can build. Another example of building tools using AI and machine learning is of a chatbot built for a online DVD retailer using the moviedb.org and collectorz.com. In effect, this chatbot allows customers to enter a question like what are the famous movies from 2007 which are a thriller and are British. This will then give the potential options within the criteria the customer has made and asked for, and provide them with the response within the chat itself. Now, traditionally, this will be done by either doing a Google search and or by real humans. The company before used an outsourced organization in the Philippines to do the search and give them the answers. This was then replaced by our tool using a chatbot built on Amazon Lex, AWS Lex, as well as using AWS Lambda, and save the company a lot of time and money in employing real humans and effectively selling more DVDs through their e-commerce site. The next example is for one of our customers who wanted to increase their efficiency of their drivers. Now, this company does airport taxi pickups, and often at times their drivers would go and collect their customers from airports, but because of flight delays, sometimes these drivers would then wait at the airport for a couple of hours, which made them less efficient. So we built a algorithm using we built a tool using Amazon's AWS service, using Amazon Poly, Lambda, and Open Flights. Basically, we found the 5 years plus data from openflights.org, which tells us about the time delay which the flights incurred when they arrived at the destination, and we in effect use and put that into AWS Lex, and then we use Amazon Poly to announce the information on their application. So if the driver basically asks the application, I'm going to collect Mr. John at 8 p.m. today, coming in from New York on American Airlines. Should I go there now? And then the app would respond back saying, not now, but an hour's time, because this flight is traditionally late. This is based on our data that 87% of the times the flight has been delayed majorly, and so this allows the driver then to leave later, and then in the meantime they can collect other passengers who might be coming on a previous flight. An example for a major hotel chain was that they required to alert their staff as well as the guests of major terror threats, attacks, weather warnings, and airport delays. And we did this using machine learning, whereby they gave their expat employees as well as their customers information about the potential threat. This tool in effect use data from predicthq.com, which is a event API and gives you information about latest events, and we'll use Amazon Lex as always and various news APIs to understand the sentiment within these news broadcasts using IBM Watson and put them all together into one application where we could send our customers a alert through their mobile applications as well as email about potential threats within their local area. So this would look at threats not only in the US, UK, but all across Asia, Latin America, and it was functional on 5 continents at any one time, any city, and inform their customer based on their geographic location. We could figure out if they were in that area and if there were any threats for them at that particular time. Again, all these applications show that there is a smart way today to replace human intervention with machines and robots using various tools like Amazon Lex, IBM Watson, Google APIs, and various other APIs to make smart tools and to make things more efficient and save time and money for customers. Thank you very much for watching this presentation, And if you have any questions, by all means, send us an email or contact us via goodmanlantern.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.